I'm Jono. This is Standard Notes versus Joplin. Let's check the encryption layer.
The encrypted vault and the open source workhorse. One was built so the server could never read the notes. The other was built so the notes could never be locked inside a vendor. Both open source, both privacy conscious, both carrying horror stories that hit the exact promise each was designed to keep. One had a forum post declaring it effectively dead after the acquisition, with the community advising fresh backups in case servers become unavailable. The other had a user post titled "Deleted my notes again," documenting a sync conflict that silently removes notes instead of preserving both versions. Standard Notes and Joplin, the application whose development went quiet after its acquirer absorbed it, and the application whose sync deletes the data its architecture was designed to protect. Privacy-first simplicity or open format flexibility. The choice depends on whether the user prioritizes encryption above all else or ownership above all else. Joplin was started in 2016 by a developer frustrated with a major competitor's lock-in. Notes stored as Markdown, an open database format, 6 sync backend options, including self-hosted consumer cloud storage and the project's own hosted service, end-to-end encryption available with any sync target, a plugin ecosystem on the desktop client, optical character recognition over attached documents. 3 major releases per year through 2026. The project is actively maintained by a primary developer who formalized the company in France in 2022. The conflict handling deletion is the defining failure. Edit the same note on 2 devices, sync, and the note is silently deleted instead of creating a conflict copy. Documented in October 2025 and tracked on the issue tracker with a separate desktop conflict error report in July 2025. The hosted sync service produced 2 outages in 18 months. A server configuration issue in May 2024 took the service offline with gateway errors across all users. A separate sync problem in October 2023 required session refresh. The Android application lost notes within minutes for one user in November 2024 and blocked sync for days on newer versions for another in April 2025. The mobile experience is consistently less reliable than desktop. The sync works well when everything goes right. When it does not, the failure mode looks like data deletion even when notes are technically recoverable from backups. Standard Notes was built around 2016 with the 100-year notes philosophy. The server is a blind relay. It receives encrypted data it cannot read. The key derivation and content encryption use modern algorithms that ensure the server never sees plain text. The code is open source under a license that allows audit and forking. The largest encrypted email provider acquired the application in April 2024. The development since has been conservative. Bug fixes, performance, search, not feature expansion. The community's confidence in active development has declined. A forum post advised fresh backups in case servers become unavailable. Hours of edits lost in a browser session with the version history recovery behind the paid subscription. The encryption is real. The product momentum is the open question. The self-hosting capability and the open source license provide the structural safeguard that if the acquiring company discontinued the service, the community could fork and continue independently. The encryption comparison is decisive on one axis. Standard Notes encrypts every note with zero-knowledge architecture where the server cannot read the content under any circumstance. Joplin offers end-to-end encryption as an option the user enables. When enabled, the encryption protects notes during sync. When not enabled, notes sync in readable form. For the user whose threat model requires that the sync server never sees plain text, Standard Notes provides the guarantee by default. Joplin provides it as a configuration choice. The flexibility comparison is decisive on the other axis. Joplin provides 6 sync backends. The user chooses where data lives: self-hosted, consumer cloud, the project's own service, or local with no sync at all. Standard Notes provides its own hosted sync or a self-hosted option that requires technical setup. Joplin's Markdown storage means notes are readable by any text editor. Standard Notes encrypted storage means notes are only readable through the application or its decryption tools. For the user whose priority is data portability and vendor independence, Joplin's architecture provides more exit paths. The feature comparison favors Joplin, a plugin ecosystem, optical character recognition, a browser extension for web capture, a visual editing toggle alongside Markdown. Standard Notes is deliberately minimal. It provides a place to write encrypted notes. It does not provide plugins, structured editing, or optical character recognition. The simplicity is intentional. For the user who wants a private notepad without complexity, the simplicity is the feature. For the user who wants extensibility, the simplicity is the limitation. The development pace comparison favors Joplin in volume and Standard Notes in institutional backing. Joplin ships 3 major releases per year with visible feature and fixed progression. Standard Notes has the resources of a well-funded privacy company, but the post-acquisition output has been conservative. Joplin's risk is maintainer concentration. Standard Notes' risk is acquisition stagnation. Both risks are real. Both have structural safeguards. Both are open source and forkable. The mobile comparison is weak on both. Standard Notes has documented sync failures for notes with large attachments on Android. Joplin has documented note loss and sync blocking on Android. Neither platform provides the mobile reliability that commercial note applications deliver. For a user whose primary workflow is mobile, both platforms carry documented risk that desktop usage does not. Someone whose primary requirement is that no server, employee, or company can ever read their notes should use Standard Notes. The zero-knowledge encryption is not a feature added to a note application. It is the architecture the application was built around. The acquiring company's privacy ecosystem adds institutional durability. The trade-off is a product whose post-acquisition development has been conservative and whose version history recovery requires a paid subscription. The encryption guarantee is the strongest in this comparison. The product momentum is the weakest. Someone whose primary requirement is free, portable, extensible note-taking with control over where data lives should use Joplin. The Markdown storage, the 6 sync backends, the plugin ecosystem, and the optical character recognition provide capabilities no other free application in this comparison matches. The trade-off is a sync architecture with a documented conflict handling flaw that can delete notes, a mobile experience less reliable than desktop, and a project whose sustainability depends on one primary maintainer. The data ownership guarantee is the strongest in this comparison. The sync reliability is not. Someone choosing between them should ask whether the threat is external or internal. If the threat is someone reading the notes, Standard Notes provides the stronger protection. The encryption ensures that even a server breach exposes nothing readable. If the threat is losing access to the notes through vendor lock-in, platform discontinuation, or format obsolescence, Joplin provides the stronger protection. Markdown files outlast any application. The 2 threats lead to different architectures and different products. Someone who uses multiple devices and edits the same notes across them should weigh the sync reliability of both. Standard Notes has documented silent sync failures for notes with large attachments and edit loss in browser sessions. Joplin has documented conflict handling that deletes notes instead of preserving both versions. Neither platform has demonstrated fully reliable multi-device sync in the research period. The mitigation on both is the same. Maintain backups, verify sync completion before closing the application. Accept that the sync layer on both platforms carries documented risk. The application built so the server could never read the notes, and the application built so the notes could never be locked inside a vendor, serve the same community from different positions. Privacy-first simplicity against open format flexibility, the encrypted vault whose development went quiet against the open source workhorse, whose sync deletes data, both open source, both forkable, both carrying the structural safeguard that if the project or the owner fails, the community can continue independently. For the user who needs both encryption and flexibility, neither platform provides the complete answer alone. Standard Notes provides the privacy, Joplin provides the portability, the user who needs both uses Standard Notes for sensitive material, and Joplin for everything else. The combination is the closest this comparison gets to a complete solution.